problem. I've mentioned this before, I've been up here. I live on Pinecrest and Ziegler. I really believe we really need a flashing stop sign there. In front of my house is Our Lady of the Angels School, and there's a playground there with children. And they get out, they're not unsupervised, they're supervised by the daycare workers, and they walk them around the whole perimeter of the school. We also have 3 dementia patients. One fell Saturday at Philomene and Ziegler. The EMS was out there, as well as 3 different cars and residents, and no one knew where the lady lived. Thank God we came home early. We seen the lady on the ground. She lives on the next block on Pinecrest. And I told the EMS from Taylor, I know where she lives, take her down to that address right there. And they said I didn't need to follow her. She gets out of her house frequently, and we have to redirect her back to the house. 2 doors down from me is another dementia guy. And I have talked to your office before about that guy, and he was taken to the hospital. You know what I'm talking about? The one that I don't want to bring up in front of city council. That was a private issue that had to do with a violation of a little girl. One of your people came down and talked to me. So I don't want to mention that. Then about 2 doors down, there's another dementia guy. His wife does a very good, takes good care of her. I'm worried about these children. I'm worried about these dementia people. God forbid they get hit. Because they're old, they're young. I asked Angie Whitten if you guys put a speed bump in front of my house. There's traffic constantly zipping through stop signs. They don't stop. It's terrible. So I came up with a plan. Instead of putting a speed bump over on Wick and is it Mortonview? Wick and Mortonview. There's 2 flashing signs there. If you put a flashing sign in front of my house and one the other direction, that would stop them possibly from speeding. Because the other one is at Jackson and Ziegler. And the next one is not till you get to Pelham and Pinecrest. So there's that one space right there. That might stop the speeders. Because they just worry about the kids and the seniors. That's one of them. Now, I sent you a letter about the lady that smashed my car and was out of commission for 6 weeks. She lives 5 doors down from me. And there she is on her cell phone again yesterday morning. Looking at her cell phone. She smashed my car up. The Taylor Police Department wrote her a ticket for something. I got it on my phone. And she left the scene of the accident and did not get a ticket for it.
Ma'am, could I ask you to please wrap up your comments?
Mr. Chairman, we talked about this today. The document that you sent me, it specifically says that the driver was cited for when they hit your car.
She got a ticket, but not for leaving the scene of the accident.
Well, if she got a ticket, I mean, I don't know about all that, but it clearly said on there that the driver was ticketed, so I'm assuming that they were there. So I think this is an argument for the courtroom, to be honest with you.
Okay, I'll just send a letter to the Attorney General's office. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please report.
Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Just send it to you. Thank you very much.
2664 Beverly. I wasn't here at the last meeting, but I did watch it on my computer today and 2 days ago. You guys were talking about redistricting of Taylor, and I've never heard that they were doing any of that to Taylor.
it's a recommending body, so if somebody has an ethics complaint, they can still go through Mr. Plato.
Okay. So the process is to send it to the ethics committee sends it to Mr. Plato, and then decisions are made? Other way around, okay. Thank you. Just wondering. And I'm also about this empty chair over here. How are you guys gonna fill it? When are you gonna fill it? What's your process?
The process is that it has been on every single agenda. There has not been a motion in quite some time. It remains vacant.
So maybe you guys need to rethink the ordinance and go back to putting it into the person that is has the next I'm not gonna say this right. The person next in line would be the one that had the majority of the votes.
That would require a charter amendment.
But you guys can do that.
We could put it before the people to vote on, but we cannot change that ourselves. As it stands, it just simply says that the council shall fill any vacancy.
Right. And you've had at least, I don't know, 4 to 6 people who have been nominated that y'all haven't had up there, and some of them are quite qualified. And I guess I'm asking you what it is that you want in a member to sit in that chair, because we need it. You know, you had that redistricting and it was 3-3. Well, maybe that 4th person would have pushed it to get the letter that you wanted in. So how are you guys going to fill that seat?
When somebody gets 4 votes.
That's not good enough. That's not a good enough answer.
Well,
You know, I mean,
it's an accurate answer, right? Until somebody receives 4 votes, then it will remain
okay,
vacant.
so what do you want in a person to fill that seat? What qualifications are you looking for someone to sit there so that people can say, okay, maybe I could do it, and come out and talk to someone about it? So,
Councilman?
When 4 people on this council agree, then we'll have one.
but that's not, what are you looking for? That's what I'm asking. What specifically are you looking for in a member, in a resident, to come here and sit in the chair? What is it that you want? Because you've had all these people and you've turned them all down. So what specifically is it that you, the chair, all the council members are looking for in someone?
Chairman, I gave them an answer.
That's not an answer though. Not to my question.
Mrs. Souza, allowed you to go beyond the 3 minutes.
Okay?
Certainly, we have discussed that same issue many times over the past 6+ months. And it will continue to be placed upon the agenda. And when we do have a consensus of the council, then we'll see.
Chairman,
Okay.
can I just, one of the things she mentioned was the ethics. Isn't there a way through Corporation Council, through the state, where somebody can file a complaint if they had one for